I mean, it's such a unique project. I mean, when you read it for the first time, what was your reaction?
It's so funny. I didn't even know that there was a role for me in there. I was just reading it because I was curious what Alexander Payne was working on next. I'm a huge fan of his, and I'm an even bigger fan of his now after working with him.
In terms of the challenges for this role, obviously with the prosthetic leg and everything else, I mean, how big a challenge was this? The biggest challenge of your career so far?
I never want to just play something because it would seem cool or because it's actually somebody's reality, and it's I want to treat it with respect, and I want to make it count, and I had the opportunity to work with an amputee consultant, and she brought me to the rehabilitation center in Toronto where she did her rehabilitation.
Oh, wow.
And it was just a really profound experience for me, and I was very nervous going into it because I was an able-bodied person who was kind of invading their space, and they were actually there to do real therapy, and I'm just so grateful for them being generous with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've also been involved with some movies with some great cast before. Obviously, you were in Inherent Vice, which was just a plethora of amazing people, and Big Little Lies most recently. I mean, this is equally as impressive. It must have been great to be amongst all this talent.
Yeah, well, I think a lot about the kind of projects that I want to be a part of and what I want to invest my energy in, and I don't work that much, but the things that I have worked on, I'm really proud of.
And working with Matt Damon, I mean, the relationship between the two of you is very, very sweet-natured and very loving.
Yeah.
I mean, was that an easy chemistry to find with him? Because he seems like such a nice guy.
Well, yeah, it's funny because he was coming off of Bourne, in which he plays like a government assassin or something, I'm not sure, but a weapon, basically, in human form. And then to come into Downsizing, it's the opposite of that. And I think the sweetness kind of comes out of the writing because Alexander and Jim Taylor wrote a really sweet and beautiful and loving story, and it's so refreshing for me as an audience, a film goer, to get to see an entertaining story that has a lot of warmth and a lot of love, because a lot of sort of intelligent people tend to shy away from those things. They're a little bit more cynical, and Alexander Payne is the opposite of cynical.
Yeah, I mean, working for Alexander, I mean, it must be amazing. He's done so many amazing films in his career, so it must be great to work with someone.
And they're all so different, but they all feel like his films, and I think people will walk away with the same feeling from Downsizing, where, yeah, it is a sci-fi film with this bonkers premise, but at the heart of it, the essence of it is still an Alexander Payne film.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,